Surprise! Hey there, Tall Man Clan. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Robert, a.k.a. The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, a.k.a. Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live this very moment from the MSC Magnifica in the poker room.
Surprise!
Surprise, surprise, surprise. If I had time, I was going to get that. So we don't have a faux balcony cam tonight. Oh, that's the wrong stinking button. And, of course, you can't see bloody nothing. Oh, figures. No.
Hand down.
There you
we
go.
There's
there you
waves.
Go. We are fairly close to the water here. Yeah, that's going the wrong way. There we go. All right. So, yeah, we snuck out on you.
We did.
We've actually been out here a couple days. So we appreciate you all being here with us tonight. So obviously, we have a lot of stuff to cover with you guys because we've been on this ship for a couple of days already. And so you know what we normally do when we start off a show when we're on a ship, right?
I do.
Highlights. Well, there you go. There's some highlights, a little bit from the first day and a half. We'll get you back to some real ocean going on right now. We have spent the last day and a half in the Bahamas at their private island, Ocean Cay. And so it's been a beautiful few days. There's been some rain on and off. Obviously, you saw the party last night on the upper deck. It just about finished before the skies opened up. And about 80%, went undercover. The other 20, they just stayed on the dance floor and danced the night away. Dance the night away.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So, yeah, we have a ton to go over, so let's get to it. But first, let's say hello to a few people. Good evening, Bev. Welcome. It's so hot here, I need a cruise. Well, guess what? We've just taken you on one. Surprise! Hello, Justina. Welcome. Macrina, we are ready. Yeah, you had no idea what you were ready for this evening. Hello, Tuesday. Welcome. Trav, what's up, up, buddy? How you doing? And Macrina's like, what would a live show be without challenges? Well, the only challenge I think we're going to have right now is the equipment going on and off because of the battery. So
Yeah, the battery's gone off already.
we'll see whether that happens. All right. Good evening, Gina. How you doing? Bev says, I had a few tech issues myself today. Awesome.
I hate that. Sorry.
Patricia's like, what on earth have I walked into?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
You little rascals. Tom's like, that's great. Pulled a fast one. Yes, we did, buddy. We did indeed. Okay, so a lot of buffering. What ship are they on? We are on the MSC Magnifica. The Magnifica.
Yes.
Hello, Ashley. Macrina, it looks like an MSC ship, maybe the Voyager. No, Magnifica. Let me type it in chat. It's MSC Magnifica. There you go, Jamie. Thank you. Yes, MSC Magnifica.
Good job.
MSC really trying to do Carnival Sail Away. Macrina, that party was amazing. We'll talk about it in a little bit. She's like, is everyone buffering? Buffering a lot, almost as bad as Princess. Oh, my good Lord.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys.
All right, so let's get into it. Yeah, God, we are so sorry. Let's see if it takes it. All right, well, let's just get on to the content. We're going to cover Deck 5, 6, and 7 tonight. We got a lot of stuff to do, so let's get right to it. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. This morning we are on the MSC Magnifica. We're on Deck 5, the Sorrento deck, and we're going to look at all the public spaces down here on Deck 5 and show you where they are and everything in the bathrooms and different things. We're going to do it in real time. We are starting at sort of the midship stairs, and we are going to stay over here to the right. So let's go take a look at the beautiful Magnifica. So as you come into the space, there are 2 guest services desks. One right over here, and they're manned 24 hours a day. There's another one over here, which is, we'll see that when we get to the other side. We've been on several of the MSC ships before. We've talked about the kiosks for activating your cruise card as well as tying your credit card to it. On this ship, they are in Deck 5, 6, and 7. All right, this is sort of a gangway area if it needs to be used. We actually came in on Deck 6 when we were in port. So here's sort of a main atrium, if you will, right? There's a piano here, nice waterfall. I don't think I've ever seen a waterfall on a ship. We're going to have to mute that because, well, there was music playing in the background. So we are in the middle of the atrium here. And they actually have a waterfall. I've never seen a waterfall, I think, in a ship before.
Only at the pool deck. I've never seen it in the atrium. It was beautiful.
So there's a nice little bar area here. There's just a sign for future cruise credit. That's not the area for that. All the bars on the ship, they all have specialty coffee machines. The area we're in, I think it's called the Le Groche or Le Groche. Okay, so it's a nice seating area here. There's a mirror image bar on the other side. It's the same. Le Groche on the other side, which we'll get to in a minute. But what I'm doing here, I'm just showing you, it's every single bar here seems to have a specialty coffee machine. So if you want espresso or latte or something like that, they all have that. Here at this end is one of the restaurants, Ladera, right? I believe I pronounced that right. Ladera. Anyway, that door was closed, so we weren't going to break in, but I think I changed my mind.
Yeah, I believe we walked around to the other side and peeked in the door on the other side.
Yep. I'm just showing you the map here. There are actually 4 elevator shafts in this ship, and I swear a couple of sets of hidden stairs. So it can be a little bit confusing. So here's a ladies' room. There's the men on the opposite side. The ship is very mirror image. So if there's a ladies on one side, the men's is in the same place on the other side. There you go. All right, so it's the restaurant's close on this side, but we're going to go break in.
Yeah,
it's a lot
we
better
like to
now.
do that.
Now that it's better, and if you're hearing, you may be delayed. We spent about an hour and 15 minutes walking all over this ship, testing the strongest area to stream from, and we are actually in it. It's not our cabin. The cabin is actually one of the worst areas. So we did not stream. We're not streaming from our cabin. We're in the poker room. So what I'm doing is I'm walking back over to the right-hand side here. So that's the door that I would have come in. You can see all the tables. This is actually where we eat, the restaurant. We eat at that table right there. I'm pointing right at the 2 seats Lisa and I sat at. So it's an 8-top, and it's the first night it was just the 2 of us. The second night there was 4 of us. Tonight the other 2 that joined us were gone, and another 2 joined us tonight. So I don't know. So service has been unbelievably smooth and fast. It's kind of hard to see with the glare of the night. So the windows are a little bit
They're
like
tinted.
they're tinted, but they're like a magnifying glass. It sort of blows up the image.
Yeah, they do. It does look like you're looking through a magnifying glass.
Yeah. So overall, we love the decor here in the restaurant. Very well put together. There's 2 ways you can get to this restaurant. One from the sort of the main atrium area that we went to, and the other area is what I just pointed at. Is from the other elevator shaft. We're calling them the forward elevators, the forward mid elevators, the aft mid elevators, and the aft elevators. That's what we've had to do to make sure we don't screw up where to go.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
By the way, Kathy, happy Wednesday to you too. What I'm pointing out there are a lot of areas for the dining staff for prepping food. They're little stand areas. In a lot of restaurants, there's just very few. This restaurant has a ton of them. And so your waiter is never too far from your table. They're everywhere.
Yeah, and I do believe that helps with the speed of service. Like Robert was saying, our service has been excellent in the restaurant.
Yeah, we've been in and out with dinner in 60 minutes max.
Yeah, and even tonight, the couple that joined us, they showed up about 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
And we still got in and out in no time.
Well, they ended up sort of serving them separately,
They
right?
did. Yeah, they did. A lot of times, that they'll hold up service for the first people to get the others caught up. But no, they continued service with us and did treat them separately.
Here's the mirror image bar, like the other side of the bar, La Groche. Again, forgive me. I think it's some kind of French. Le Groche. Coffee machine, stools there. And then we're back into the atrium. Atrium's it really is pretty. They've had somebody down there playing the grand piano. They've had 3 entertainers down there. They've had somebody playing the grand piano. They've had a saxophonist, a solo saxophonist, and they've had a solo guitarist down there. Right. What I'm doing, I'm pointing out, if you look all the way up, the ceiling here, it looks like they're stars. It's like a star pattern, which is really nice. And there's that waterfall again. What I love is the little stage where the piano is and where the musicians are standing and playing. It's on top of the water. It's really neat.
It is, and it's glass, so you see the water underneath them.
Yeah. There are kiosks for tying your credit card down here on deck 5, as well as deck 6 and deck 7. As I mentioned, mirror image. There are 2 guest service desks, one on one side of the ship, one on the other, right here on deck 5. However, they only have had the one open so far. And here we are back at the elevators, right where we started. We're just talking about the elevator shaft, so we're going to move on. We've already talked about that. All right, so there you go. Oh, thumbs up, by the way. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for all the thumbs up.
If this is your first time joining our channel, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, become part of the Tall Man Clan. It is free to you, costs you absolutely nothing, and it really does help out the channel. We do a ton of cruise reviews, cruise news, all kinds of fun things. Join the antics here. Never a dull moment, I promise you. Everybody who's watching now, who's part of the Tall Man Clan, we snuck out on this ship. Normally, we announce far enough in advance what we're doing, where we're going, and all these things. In case you want to join, you can. Though we do have a group cruise coming up next year. next year.
2025.
But this one, we decided to sneak out on our own, spend a couple days getting some work done, and but we could not leave this ship without streaming from here. So anyway, so shall we move on to deck 6, Lisa?
Let's do it.
Everybody, deck 6? Yeah? Yeah, you're probably like 3 minutes behind, so we're going to go on to deck 6. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back this morning. Lisa and I are on the Magnifica, the MSC Magnifica. We're on deck 6. This is a complete public space, and we are standing all the way at the front of the ship, at the front elevators. There are 4 main elevator shafts in this particular ship and a couple extra staircases. So hopefully this tour helps you stay straight. Now we're going to stay to the right and give you a 360-degree view of this ship. Now we are at deck 6 again, and this is the main entrance to the theater, which is really neat looking, guys. All right, look at this. So it does actually cover 3 decks. Technically, down here on the floor is deck 5, but you can only access from either deck 6 or up on top on deck 7, which we'll show you that entrance when we get to deck 7. We saw the show last night, not too bad. All right, look at this. It's beautiful, huh?
It really is a nice looking theater.
Excuse me, everybody. I'm sure security cameras are on and don't see me, but if you've ever wanted to be a performer, just here on stage, looking out at the audience, right? We're not going to go poke around backstage. That'll surely get us in trouble, but I think standing up here is not going to bother too many people. But,
I know you want to look back there.
Of course I want to look back there. That's my world. All right, so here's the theater. You know what's really nice? Look, they've got extra space here. So we sat up on the balcony last night for the show. It's raked pretty good, and so there's not a ton of leg room, but for me, being as tall as I am, maybe we try to come down here and sit in this row.
All right.
I'm sure the performers use this because they were out in the aisleways a lot.
They were.
Yeah, I like the extra walkway there, the extra leg room. Being 6'4", I'm always looking for extra leg room. Now, as you can see, I didn't point them out, but there's a couple poles down here, right? So there are some sightline issues for a few of the seats, but it's just those 2 poles here, and they do have a bank of seats all the way here at the back, and so, let me go up there and show you guys. So this is the seat closest this way. Not too bad. That pulls a little bit in the way, I believe. But, just give you an idea. Okay. There we go. There's your theater.
But other than that, great viewing.
Yeah. Love the look, guys. There's again, the ship is not new, and so there's videos out. And I know we have some people who are thinking about coming on here, and they said, it looks so dingy. I can tell you from our standpoint of looking at it here with our eyes, it is not dingy, it's just the decor, right? It's a yellowy, orangey, I'm colorblind, but it's just, they're darker colors. They're not the newer, more contemporary.
There's a lot of gold tones in
Yeah.
here, a lot of golds and browns.
So this is called the poker room. Sorry, I didn't show you the sign. This is the poker room. I don't think it's poker, but it's like a little card room. It's a little quiet space. There's a little piano in here if you want to. I'm not sure they have people in here playing all the time, but if you have a party. This is the room we're in right now. Nice, quiet space. I don't know if the Wi-Fi is good down here. Maybe we can stream down here, Lisa.
Yeah, we might need to check that out.
Yeah, this is a great look in here.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, they got some big windows. It's hard to see there. I don't want to call them foggy, but
Tinted.
Yeah, you can sort of see the water rushing by down there. So, but yeah, it looks just kind of filmy at night, but probably like Lisa said, the tent. All right, so there's your poker room. Left side push. All right,
Poker
we're now
face,
going into the tiger
face.
bar.
Poker face.
This is our muster station. to this theater 5 minutes before showtime, and the theater isn't but about 20 to 25% full.
If that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then by 5 minutes into the show, you know, another 700 people have shown up. It's like nobody wants to be on time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when the show's done, everybody filing out. You're like, okay, where'd all these people come from?
And you can hear them when the show's going on. They're all cheering and having a good
Yeah.
time. But
Yeah.
you don't see them there prior to the show. They come in after the lights go dark, I think.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful theater, guys. It's just the way that it's laid out. There are a couple of poles in the way. I'm just showing how tight that area is for someone who's tall. The front row of the balcony there, you've got a lot more leg room there, but the rest of them you do not. There are 2 poles that are in the way for some viewing obstructions. I'm about to show those to you there. Oh, maybe I'm not about to show them to you. I thought I showed them to you. I guess not. Forgive me. There's the women's room.
And I love the seating area outside the restrooms because there's only a couple of stalls in there. And so you don't have to stand in line while you wait. You can sit outside and wait.
So let's go into the casino. As casinos go, it covers a large space, but they don't have it all crammed in there. Like there's a little seating area there. Everything, I feel it's nicely laid out. I don't know what it is at night. We've never gone through there, so I just don't know how packed it is. You've got blackjack, Texas Hold'em, roulette. There's like Happy 21 or something like that. So you've got a few games to choose from. Obviously, the bar's there. You can smoke in one side of the casino for you smokers who like to smoke in the casino.
And the other side is non-smoking.
It's exit to the outside. There's another restroom. So you have restrooms on both sides of the casino. We even tested the stream capabilities right here. Says it's the card room. And of course the lights are out. But yeah, nice space in there. We looked to go in there. That I think was our second option was to go in there. The card room. It's quiet in there. It's a nice space. Now we're approaching up what they call the art gallery, but there's no art there. So I'm not sure if there used to be art, and now they just don't have a contract with not Metro West or whatever. Park West.
Park West.
Right, but there's no art. Nice little entry area here. Here's all the plaques and awards that the ship has gotten, or at least some of them. Most ships, unfortunately, they hide them down in the lower decks. I don't know why. Maybe they think the people don't, us passengers don't want to see them or something. But they have this on both sides of the ship, so you're going to see another sort of display like this, but on the opposite side of the ship. I was just trying to figure out where that plaque came from.
Mirror images.
Yeah. The ship is very, very much a mirror image. Elevators and stairs. Let's keep on going. Keep on keeping on. Y'all behave yourself. All right, we're walking now into, again, sort of that main atrium area. I'm pointing out there's more kiosks up here as well. There's one that actually takes cash up here. So if you're not a credit card person, if you bring cash, you can do it. In fact, there's the machine right there, I think. This is your future cruise desk. If you want to book another cruise while you're on board the ship, which I always recommend to do because you get your most benefits when you do that. But this is the area for that. It's a very expansive area. To me, it must have in the past been like the internet cafe or something, because there's a ton of little places to have computers. Again, there's your cruise activation, and again, you can put cash into that one. On an ATM, you can't get cash out, but you can put cash in. Just pointing, you can cross over to the other side there. Again, that area that we're walking into right now, it's technically part of the future cruise desk, but as you can see, there's nothing there. That's where the computer cables would go. So that area up there as well, And that's why I think this used to be like the internet cafe.
Yeah, I agree. All of these little desk areas.
And there's more on the flip side.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
are.
not the other side of the ship. If I had continued walking straight, there would have been another section of this stuff. Moving on and moving on. Another entrance to the outside of deck 7, as well as I think there were some stairs and elevators to the left there. The Olympiad Sports Bar. A little sports bar. There's TVs going everywhere. They actually have a bobsled in here over here to the left. Look at that.
I love that.
Yeah, right? Right in the middle of the stage where the performers have to perform. What a great place for a bobsled. Yeah, just stick it up with the musicians. They don't need space to perform. Always the musicians.
Always.
What? You can't fit 10 people on a 4x4? What's wrong with you? Regulation billiards table right there. I do not believe that is free. I believe you may have to pay a little something to use that. We're coming up to the photo gallery area as well as the internet area. We had problems with the internet. That is right there. I'm putting the camera at where I had to go to get it fixed. And of course, it was fixed in like 6 freaking seconds. I hate those guys.
They were fast.
Yeah, this is a GoPro station. If you want to buy a GoPro on board, they sell them. So it's sort of old school. They print the pictures, put them in the little wall things, and open them up.
No digital.
La Amastita. So we are in the back of the ship now, on the right-hand side. I just call this club purple because it is really purple.
Another huge lounge.
Yeah, this lounge is gigantic. It's bigger than the other one. It's bigger than the Tiger. But this is at least, and it's a separate space. They've got a comedian going on in there tonight. His first 2 shows are in the theater, and the last show, the adult R-rated, is in here. Smoking area, Charles.
Well, there is no shortage of places to sit down and enjoy a beverage.
No, not at all. It is amazing.
I believe you were looking out the back of the ship there.
Yep. It was hard to see there at night. He was just about to polish the floor. So we'll walk around. We spent a couple hours in that club today shooting video.
Nice big dance floor in there, too.
It is. It's huge. You'll eventually see it, but there's actually a nightclub on this ship as well. All the ones that you've seen so far, these are not the quote-unquote nightclub / disco, whatever you want to call it. That's actually up on deck 14. We got a full-fledged club up there, which looks real nice. We'll see that probably tomorrow with you guys. And so now we're going to work our way down the other side of the ship. Again, that leads to the outside. I missed the bathroom. I'm going back for it. And the guy's standing there right there to show us. It's sort of in the entrance of the club, but it's sort of in the club. Again, mirror imaged on the other side.
Thank you, sir.
So again, this is the main photo area. This is where the photo desk is, where you can talk to the people. And as I mentioned, old school, you can kind of see, they're all closed right now, but you can see where they are. So they fill those up with your pictures, and they open them up, and you can go searching for your pictures. There you go. You kind of see that. There's no pictures in there, but it looks like that. There is only one specialty restaurant on this ship, Lisa, that we found. unless
True.
we've missed it. It's a sushi place, which is coming up here in just a minute. Just notice there's chairs or benches everywhere, guys. There's a nook or a corner or a cranny, whatever you want to call it, or wherever you want to be. There's actually tons of hidden spaces.
That's true.
At
There
the back,
are.
at the back of the ship, there's like these hidden balcony. Not really balconies, but they are. I wish there were seats out there.
Oh, that would be nice.
I know. Again, cross over if you want. We're back sort of towards the atrium. Another store in there. Oh no, this is the smokers. This is
The cigar bar.
Club Cuba, I think they call it, the Cuba Lounge. The Cuba Lounge. So this is the cigar bar. So you can smoke cigarettes or cigars in this particular lounge if you want. Right? They sell the cigars there as well.
Love those leather seats.
And a bar. Did you notice there was a fully stocked bar
Yeah.
inside the cigar lounge?
Yes.
Continuing on. Another one of the kiosks right there for tying your credit card. Here's that mirror image of the plaques and awards that the ship has gotten. There you go. Other than the different awards, it looks the same. Interestingly enough, I feel, I don't want to call it a deja vu moment because it's not really deja vu, but this is what ships really used to be. There wasn't a lot of advancement. I'll think about it in a minute because we're coming up on what I could not figure out what it was because it was closed and locked. But this is your sushi restaurant right here that we're looking at.
Yes.
So if you like sushi, they do have a place for you to come and eat here. Locked. I don't know why they locked a restaurant. Well, they're talking about the purple room, so they're not that far behind us now.
Oh, okay, good.
We're going to have to do a clock here in a minute.
Yeah, maybe so.
I saw the menu. I was like, oh, there's a menu. Yes, sushi. I just couldn't find the name of it. This area right here that I'm looking into, this is a special area for the photographers. If you want to have a real seating with a real photographer with real backdrops, this, that, or whatever, they have a special space for this. Now, this isn't going to be pictures like they take when you're, dressed and you're standing outside in front of the little flat thing there. I mean, this is true studio portraits. They're absolutely stunning. They're going to cost you a couple bucks. We've not asked them, but we've had them done before on other ships. One time, we splurged, yeah, they do cost a pretty penny. But let me tell you, the photos are amazing. So back into the casino on the other side of it now. What I just pointed out was where your the cage is, the cashier.
Cashier.
Okay. And on the opposite, get another blackjack. Again, I believe this one's Happy 21 or Texas. There's only a couple tables, guys. Again, as I mentioned, as far as casinos go, I feel the tables are a little thin, but I feel they got plenty of slot machines.
Honestly, every time I go in there, there's somebody standing at an empty table, and there are tons of chairs at the slot machines. So there's not a whole lot of activity in the casino, oddly enough.
Yep. And here we are, back at the theater in the balcony and the bathroom. So hopefully you have enjoyed Deck 7. All right. Back live here with you. Hello, hello, hello.
And thank you all for the thumbs up. We appreciate it.
Gold trim purple seats. Yeah, what are they talking about purple? What's Danny been doing back here?
I don't know, but we should probably check in on them.
Yeah. I'm going to slap them. Yeah. No. They're talking about Shiny, talking about the restaurant, talking about they can't hear us, and I don't know why. I don't know what is going on. Oh, it's definitely silent. Okay, silent movies. Must have been like this.
Oh, no.
One difference, subtitles. Yeah. Doesn't Vente mean 20? Or is it 420? I don't know. I got the subtitles. Charles like, we cannot air what your subtitles are, Danny. Israel Mia, does MSC pick a color for an area and overdo it? Maybe. But it just doesn't bother me, though. It's weird. Like, back in the day with the carnival ships, they were so over the top, colorful, and gaudy. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, they were definitely gaudy. And I think it's an era,
Yeah.
The way things used to be decorated. They're kind of done that way here.
Ingenuity. I think that's the word I was looking about. What is going on out there? Stuff been blowing around. We're into some pretty good seas tonight, guys. You can see it.
Look at the waves.
Yeah, ships, used to have a hallway down the left, hallway down the right, and everything was kind of in the middle, and every once in a while it would go to the edges, and you'd go through it kind of like the one club, but that's kind of how ships were. These days, it's all broken up, and you can't get there from here and around, and so that's why I said almost sort of like a deja vu. I feel like, and again, this ship was built 14 years ago, and that's how they were built, at least generally speaking. Royal started to come out with more unique and interesting designs, and of course everybody began to follow suit after that, but it was a little late. Tanya's like, they speak.
Yay!
Well, they do record these in the wee hours of the morning, so they'd be quiet. No, actually, again, when you catch up to what we're saying right now, there was a ton of music that was really loud, and I haven't had a chance to get it out of the audio yet. So I had to mute that and unmute this, but somehow this didn't get unmuted here with you tonight. So we apologize.
Yes, we do. Thanks for hanging out with us.
I know. Love the green seats. Yep. Now we must behave. Yes. Behave. Yeah, behave what? I wouldn't want to be the ship's brass polisher. Oh, I don't behave either. Where's the fun in that? I know, right?
I agree.
Where's the wacky, tobacco smoking area? Oh, wait, that's any area you think you can get away with. Well, that's not the case, Charles.
MSC is very smoker friendly.
They are. So there's not a getaway. So, and you'll see it in the other tours, but I'll give it a wrap up. In fact, you know what? Let's just get the Deck 7 outside done because it's a real quick video. Hey everyone, today we're on the MSC Magnifica. We are on Deck 7, and we're going to go look at the outside deck of Deck 7. A lot of ships would call that the promenade, and it doesn't wrap 100% all the way around, but we'll take you as far as we can go. And of course we can't go very far that way because they're painting. So let's go opposite. Shall we go opposite today?
Let's do it.
Let's go opposite. Yeah, we're in port, and when you're in port, they do a lot of maintenance out here on this Deck 7 promenade, whether it's lifeboats or painting or whatever. So always something going on.
I like these windows here.
Windows back there?
Yeah, the windows right there around the promenade. It keeps the wind from knocking you all over the place.
Yeah. On one of the other ships we have recently been on, you could see out the back of the ship here. Because we're at the back of the ship. No, we're all the way at the front. This is the bow. Yeah, because the theater's right behind us. I thought we're at the back. I wonder how loud it is here.
I don't know.
And here we go. Wrapping around. Let's see if we can get all the way down this side too.
Yeah, see the windows?
Ah, I gotcha. Yeah, so you're completely blocked from the window here. As you can see here is a smoking section right here. For the smokers in the world, MSC is very smoker friendly. There are locations all around the ship. You've probably seen some of them already in some of the other tours. By the way, look how wide this is. I mean, you could actually have loungers out here and still have a huge area to walk around.
Yeah, you could.
It's really neat. Yep, you can actually stand here and have a cigarette. They have these everywhere out here on the promenade, so you just have to look for them if you're a smoker. It's like every other pole, there's one. There's also the cigar bar inside, smoking there. In the casino, if you're gambling, up on deck 13, I think. Yeah. So this area of the ship, this outside of deck 7, it seems to be very similar to a lot of other ships. It's always quiet out here on the outside part, right? I think the last ship we were on, the Emerald Princess, it was deck 8, and the same thing, just not a lot of people come out here. And so it's always nice and quiet. The only thing that sucks about this particular one is there are no chairs. At least on the other one there was chairs.
That is true.
So I'd love to see them put a few chairs out here. It's a little bit more work because they have to be tied down, because when the ship's in motion, you know, obviously it's going to be pretty windy here.
Or they could do the benches, and those could be
They could
permanently
do
secured.
the built-in benches, yeah.
Yeah. Because there were a couple of those on the Emerald Princess as well, and then that way you don't have to worry about the chairs blowing away.
Okay, I'm with you. All right, so now we're at the back of the ship, and as you can see, we can't go all the way to the back. Pooh. I was hoping we could get all the way around, but I didn't think we could. So let's cut through this door here and go to the other side. All right, there's your Amastita. Lounge club, whatever you want to call it. Here at the back of the ship. In fact, here we'll just, I know we've already shown you that, but the reason why we can't go all the way around is this club goes from side to side, covering the full beam of the ship. But yeah, you can see out the back there. A little closer here. It's a beautiful day here in the Bahamas. We're not being affected by, at least rain-wise at the moment, from... All right, of course, I walked in that club and they were playing I Got a Feeling,
Yep.
ooh, and tonight's gonna be a good night. And I think I could probably sing it and not get flagged. I mean, not that I can sing it, but you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Are they still doing karaoke out there? I just now heard them for the first time.
Yeah, I just now hear it too. They were supposed to be doing bingo at 8, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Okay.
anything going on after that.
All right, I think we're probably pretty good here.
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, really?
I think so.
Wow, we better get busy. Nope, still going on. Woo-hoo. Night's gonna be a good night. Looking out the back of the ship. For all those who do as well, you have your aft balconies. All right, so they're out here cleaning. So we'll see how upset they get if we walk through. But they're got the little buffer out here. They don't have it tied off, so I think we're okay. Yeah. So this is I got it. So this is just like the other side, okay? The only difference, there's no smoking on this side, only the other side. And as you see, it's just plenty of wide. Right? We can skip and go in and go down to another door, but they're painting down at the other end as well. And so we've got to let them do their thing. These guys work real hard. And I'm going to just make a guess that you got the general gist of what the outside of Deck 7 looks like, okay? All right, until we see you on the next ship or on the next deck, be safe. All right, so I want to make sure I got that in there. So for the last 2 days, Charles, we've been all over this place. We have combed over the ship a little bit differently than we do the rest because we've been doing so much video, much more than normal, but at least more in a condensed time frame, right? So you can smoke in that cigar bar on deck 7. You can smoke in one half of the casino. You can smoke on the one side of the ship on the promenade on the outside of deck 7. Okay, I think that's the starboard side, but that's it. And there are little smoke like every other pole. I mean, oddly enough, though, I have not seen one person anytime we've gone out there moving around. They're all hanging around the boxes. Okay, when you go up deck 13 by the pool, there is a very substantial area on one side of the pool that has tables with ashtrays on it.
And it's covered.
And it's covered. Right? And also behind the disco, the club, whatever we want to call it, that's up on deck 14, there's a little section on the left and a little section on the right outside. But I'll let Lisa speak for herself. I haven't seen anybody trying to do anything outside of those areas. Not even a vape. A lot of times I'll see a vape guy walking around inside with a vape. Haven't even seen that.
I haven't seen it. No.
No. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
All right, let's move on.
Other than the approved areas.
Charles is like, the SS Brasso, right? Yeah, there's a lot of brass on this. I hope you're all on the group cruise. I definitely could see some shenanigans. Oh, yeah, we're going to have shenanigans.
Oh, without a doubt.
Seems like they underutilize a lot of the ship. I would agree, to be honest with you. Like, there's this room, then there's the card room, and then there's also that little corporate space.
Yeah.
Right? And there's nobody been in here at all at any time. Now, we've seen people playing cards in there. I've not seen anybody in here yet.
No, I would agree. The card room seems to be very busy, but yeah, I have yet to see anybody in here. But I have seen like some cups that people
and
have
stuff
left behind. So I know people have
sitting
been
right there
in
now.
here, but never when I'm in here have I seen anybody here.
I will say this. So it's a short cruise, 4 days. We left Miami Monday at 5 o'clock. Cruised all night at a snail's pace because our first stop was their private island, which is not that far from Miami. I don't know how it is as the crow flies, but it's probably not more than 80 miles from Miami to the private island. And we weren't due to get there until 2 o'clock in the afternoon on day 2. So we were moving pretty slow. So we got there. We were at the island all that day. You could hang out on the island till 11 o'clock at night. And then we were there all day today, and we left at 5. Now, with that all in mind, I can tell you as we walk up and down during normal hours, we find people utilizing all the spaces, right? Somebody wants a more quiet area to read a book. There's a few of those places. If you want to be part of, the bingos or the karaoke's or the other activities they have dancing, they're doing well. But because of how this ship was designed from, again, 10 years ago, it just seems like there's a lot of underutilized spaces. I think they do a pretty good job of using what they have, and the guests fill in the rest. Right? Anyway, that's just me. So let's see what else. Ashley's like, I definitely think so, Justina. Justina was talking about they're going to be entertained for sure. Yes, you will be.
Without a doubt.
Yes, and we're going to have some fun. Purple, I stand by my previous statement. I don't know what the previous statement was, but we'll go with that.
His previous statement was that they pick a color and use a lot of it.
Yes. It's just in that space. But they did use a lot of it in that space.
There's a lot of purple in there. There's a lot of green in our restaurant. A lot
Yes.
of mauve, if you will, in the other restaurant. So yeah, I mean, but it's different tones and different textures, and it looks nice.
Like we're in the area of the Tiger Bar, and we're in this room here, and I know you really can't see very much, but well, there you go. So we're just off the Tiger Bar, so they're like, yeah, well, we'll give this the same treatment that we give the Tiger Bar, right? So the room we're in, guys.
And this is called the poker room.
There we go. Come down to Papa. There we go. That's pretty good. Maybe that. There we go. All right. So, yeah, you can see the waves are kicking pretty good now, guys.
Yeah, they are.
Well, that's a cool looking lounge. They all are actually. Do they only perform Prince impersonators in there? Purple rain, purple rain. Oh, that's funny. You are funny, Danny Mac. At least there's no gold. No. No, that would be some good entertainment, Danny. Charles, like, my problem would be getting off in November for any length of time. My work is heavily dependent on retail, so November, December is very difficult, if not impossible, for me to get off. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah. Gold trim purple seats. Charles, tell them you want to cruise and you must go. Charles, well, it's early November. It is. Yeah, it's early November. Yeah. Good idea. Charles, yeah, that won't work. It's been tried before. So the tall man is giving away cruises. Sign me up. I'm retail. Patricia's like, I'm retail too, so I get it. Danny, we all won ours already. You snooze, you lose. The wacky backyard lounge. Yeah, could be. Charles, I'm starting a new job in retail, and I'm going early November. These Veterans Days, early November. There's Veterans Day, that is, as long as you're back for Black Friday, which you will be. Yes, absolutely. My wife's job has changed. We aren't for sure. We have our September and February cruises off yet. Oh, that's great. Tony, I agree, but my bosses have deemed November and December off limits. Yeah. Look, man, it's okay. We hold no ill will. We understand, man. That's why,
Absolutely.
The next one will probably be in April or a May of 2026, right? So I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're probably good for September, but we may have an outbreak of the flu for the February one. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh.
I feel the sneeze coming on. Achoo.
I hope that works out for you.
Those special pictures cost you about $900 on the Jubilee. Yeah, you're talking about, if you're sitting with them. I think that's about what we paid.
I believe
about $800-900
something, yeah.
And we got a ton of pictures. I mean, they really are beautiful.
Amazing, yeah.
We did it once. It's done. We got them. They're digital. We got prints and digital. So, yep. Oh, thank you for the thumbs.
Thank you.
Oh, that's the wrong button. Sorry. What I meant to do earlier was turn that on so you felt like we were still doing the outside of Deck 7. As we walk around the front of the ship, there was a lot of echo in there.
There was definitely a lot of echo in there.
Yeah, there was. Oh, anyway, I used to go on another group cruise, and 1 year it crossed into a work blackout period. I told them it was my mental health week, and if I didn't get the time off, I would go get a doctor's note, LOL. All right, y'all stop harassing Charles, right? It's all good. Okay? You know?
We still love him.
Absolutely. I might need to try that. $900, glory be. Good golly, Miss Molly. Yeah. It would, trust me, when we first sat down, we had no idea what it would be. In fact, I think they started off at like 1,800 or something. It was a lot more.
It was a lot.
And I just beat the guy up, and he ended up giving it to us for 900, but whatever.
But they were really, really amazing.
They were fantastic.
Photos, yeah.
I had my son's senior pictures taken on the Carnival Breeze 10 years ago. Yeah, expensive, but don't regret it. Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I don't regret ours either.
Nope, not one bit. Antonio says, I don't know. My last cruise, they told me when I got back I could work remote because I was moving. When I got back, they hired somebody else. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
That's rough.
Yeah.
There's got to be something wrong with that. Well, that's really a cool idea, Macrina. Yep. I didn't do anything. That's a lie, Danny. I find that hard to believe.
You're always up to something.
I know. Oh, we've got... do I have it here? Since Danny's with us, hang on. Do I have it with me?
I don't know what you're looking for.
Oh, yes, you do.
Do I? I don't remember. Oh.
All right, hang on, Danny. This one's for you. See if I can make this happen. There you go, Danny. Yeah, that was somebody at customer service. We were standing in line. We've had a couple little trials and tribulations. You know, obviously nothing earth-shattering, or we already told you about it. And we've told you many times we just roll with things. So, but yeah, here's this young girl standing in line with her Bucky's pillow, and we're like, oh, we got to take a picture for Danny. So there you go, Danny.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, see, I don't. We've got in Dad's stash. We got in Dad's stash. Not sure what that means. A little rough out there. Yeah, Danny, it is a little rough right now. Gina, is it raining? At the moment, be honest, I can't tell you. I don't know. It did rain about an hour before we left Ocean Key today. Pretty good. It rained last night, right in the middle of the deck party. Really good last night. That was in the highlights. If you haven't seen the highlights, go back and watch them. I was up on deck when it was just, it just let loose. And the wind has been howling, right? There's a tropical, system sort of going right by where we are. And we get a little offshoot of that. So the winds aren't brutal. Obviously, it's not tropical storm winds, but the winds were pretty rough in Ocean Key.
They were pretty stiff, yeah.
And the seas, as you can see from going by, were,
I was trying to take a picture, and I'm holding my phone up, and it's just shaking. The wind was just blowing me.
Hey, Lori A., how you doing?
Hey, Lori.
Are you confused like everybody else? Yep, you are late. You missed all the fun. No, this is not a recording. We are on the MSC Magnifica. Welcome.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Mom and Dad went on a cruise and didn't tell anyone until it was almost over. Yeah, we're halfway through. It's just a quick 4-day, guys. So it's like, well, they jumped on the MSC without our permission. Nope. Yeah, we forgot to ask. So sorry. They're sneaky. And well, we're on the ship. Yes, we are. Yes, it is live. This part is Lori, but you know how it works, right? We show content in the front and then we, chew the fat for a while. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, we're here. Yeah, they'll pop back in after the video. Yes. Can you be mad about the trickery? No. Imagine trying to get some peace and quiet from all of us and trying to get some work done. Yeah, I'm not getting any work done on the group cruise with you guys.
No,
not happening.
I don't think so.
No, not trying to imagine that at all. Feel the love, TMC clan. But they came on after 2 days of withdrawals from us. No,
yeah, we kind of were going through withdrawals.
So, Lori, we'll give you the cliff notes since you came in late. We had planned to do the second sailing of Margaritaville at Sea Islander. That was something that we had sort of talked about doing some time ago, but we hadn't booked it yet. So there's part one. Part two was when we got off the Emerald Princess, we have been very clear with you guys that, again, we are going to be working for the next 4 months, and so we had to create enough video to keep you guys happy. And so when we got home off the Emerald Princess and was able to take a deep look at the video, half of it was corrupt and absolutely unusable. It was a disaster. So we're like, now what? So, we can go on the Margaritaville at Sea Islander and just redo the video, but from that ship, because the video needs to be done on a ship. That's the way we're doing it. So we're like, great. So went to bed, woke up the next morning to book it because the sale was still going on for another 3 days, and the price tripled overnight. This little quick cruise was going to end up costing us over $3,000. We're like, not going to happen. So in the 11th hour, this particular cruise dropped in our lap, and we're here for like, I don't know, under $1,000 for everything, meaning room, taxes, and gratuities, taxes, port charges, and gratuities, all built in. Look, the cabin was like 600 and something, and then taxes and port charges and gratuities, and we're under $1,000. Nice, same length. It's 1 day less than the Islander was. So we decided to come on and not stream the first couple days, so we would have the extra time that we would normally devote to streaming to get video stuff done. So there you go. There's the story.
We had to replace those bad videos.
Oh man, it's bad.
Yeah,
Bad.
we're bad.
Charles is like, karaoke is not the strong suit with this one. You talking about me? You know what's funny?
I got a feeling.
I'm not an a cappella person at all whatsoever. But I'm typically pretty good with music. In fact, ages ago in one of the groups I was with, was one of the background singers. And of course, this has been many, 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 many years ago. I can't get that high anymore, but I was actually singing all the high female parts. and actually, it's a funny story, so I'll tell it to you. So we're in a rehearsal. I'd been in the band a while, and when I first got in, they were like, the bass player was like, no, he's not getting a mic. We are not putting a vocal mic by the drums. It's just going to be a nightmare. No. Now, he wasn't the music director. He was the bass player, but running the band. And everybody's like, fine, whatever. I'm like, okay, dude, it's all good. So months go by. I don't know. It was a while. And we were rehearsing an Alanis Morissette song. Which one was it? It's the one with the stupid high parts. Anyway, we're practicing it. We're learning it. And I start singing the part. And the music director looks over and goes, he gets a microphone. So I started being the second girl in the band. And eventually we ended up with two female singers. And so I took on some other vocal parts and stuff. But I actually used to be a singer. Just background, not lead, background. So. But I need the music. I can't, I got to have the pitch. It's not here. Remember, I'm the drummer. Notes, beats and things. Anyway. So there you have it. So there's my singing story. Take it or leave it. All right, so tomorrow is our final day.
It is.
Well, let's talk about all the other processes that we missed. Okay, embarkation, day one, and all these different things. So we made a point to come on this ship because there's just been a lot of, I feel, negative press about this, and of course, the ships we've gone on are the Seaside, Seascape, and Seashore. All the sea ships, which are their newer ships, which are twice the size of this, and it's different. The decors, everything is different, and so we're like, can it be that different? So that is the reason when Margaritaville at Sea went south, we decided to come here. You know what? Let's suck it up. Let's go see what it's like, because we don't particularly like 4-day cruises anyway.
No, we don't like 3 and 4 day cruises at all.
No. So, anyway, so we booked the cruise. We get, it's in Miami, out of Miami, so we drive down to Miami early. We had no tickets, we had nothing, so we did decide to go slightly early because we needed to make sure we were able to get through security and all these things because we're having issues, because we didn't have tickets. We didn't know the process. So it was a Monday when we were there. So traffic was light. There was only 3 ships in port that day. Freedom of the Seas, a Carnival ship. I can't remember which one was. Was it Horizon? No.
No,
Freedom. It doesn't matter.
I wanted to say Freedom, but
yeah.
It wasn't Freedom.
I don't know. Anyway, and then us. And so traffic was very light. We got there. In fact, we pulled right up, cut the luggage out. We actually had to find a porter because the porters weren't there yet. But it was like 9:30 when we got there, 9:20-ish. Anyway, pulled right into the garage, walked up. We sort of started the line to get in the building. We were second in line, standing there. If you go back and watch the highlights, the very first clip is us standing at the door to get in. We're second in line. So they opened the doors, let us to go inside. We stood there for a few more minutes, and at about 5 to 10, right around 5 to 10, they're like, all clear, let's go. So went right through security, right up to the check-in desk. They printed temporary boarding passes for us, like a receipt, and upstairs and literally right on the ship.
I couldn't believe it. No waiting in the waiting room at all, just right on board.
We were expecting normally, with most of the cruise lines we've been on, yes, once the doors open, you get in, you go check in, you do that stuff, and then you're going to sit for a half an hour.
Yes.
And wait till your number's called or your boarding or whatever it is.
Yes.
Man, right up into the ship. We were we were on the ship by like 10:15.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Earliest ever.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. So so we got on the ship, stashed our stuff. This particular ship handles their processes a little bit different from the other MSC ships. Their mandate, once you get on the ship, is go right to your cabin, stash your bags. You can't stay in the cabin, but stash your bags. Grab the key, your new key, right? Your key that's on the outside of the door. Grab it, and then go to your muster station.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about watching the stuff on the TV right now, but go to the muster station. Then after that, go do whatever you want, but you can't go back to your room until 2 o'clock.
Correct.
That's sort of like most of the cruise lines. But here, go first, stash your bags, get your key, go to muster station, and then do whatever you want to do. Okay? Anyway, so and that's, of course, that's what we did. And while we're down there, we had some issues with our cards, so we got those fixed. We went and tied our credit card to these cards, got that done. Of course, the very first thing we did was video all the cabins. We do have 11 cabins to show you from this ship, okay, which is what we did first. But we were done before noon. It was so fast. Thank you.
Thank you.
So anyway, we went up to the lunch buffet. And just overall, for the first 2 days, we'll just try to keep it as short as possible and wrap it up. The food quality on this ship, to us, has been the same quality as the food that we've got on the other 3 ships. We are pleasantly surprised. The pizza's been amazing. The meals, the first night meal on this ship is the same as the first night meal on the other 3. We had our fire roasted tomato soup, which is to die for.
Mozzarella
stuffed meatball.
That's
and
good.
there was the Greek salad.
Oh yeah,
which
Greek
was
salad.
which actually was slightly better for us. We felt it was slightly better here than the other ships. The only thing that I could complain about, the meatball was a little colder than it should have been.
I agree.
It wasn't cold. It just should have been hotter.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. And tonight, Lisa got a pasta dish, and it probably needed about another minute or 2 boiling. It was a little bit pre al dente.
That was the lunch buffet.
Oh, was that lunch today?
That was
That's
the
right. I'm
lunch.
sorry. I said dinner. That was lunch.
Dinner was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had chicken coca vin tonight. What did you have tonight?
I had the pasta with
You had
the
the pasta
tomato.
with the tomato sauce. Yes. We also had the vegetable or the spring rolls. Yeah, the vegetable spring rolls and the beef barley soup. Oh, it's just amazing. So, service-wise, again, we see the posts. We watch the videos now of the complaints. I don't. It doesn't compute. Again, I'll give you another great example. So somehow we are actually booked into a handicap room. Right? An accessible cabin. It's an inside. So we have a ton of room. And of course, we've tried streaming outside of our cabin before on MSC with no luck. So we just plan to do it inside the cabin. However, when I tested the speed inside the cabin, it was deplorable. They forced us out.
It was bad.
Anyway, that cabin is so big because it's an accessible cabin. We had room for chairs. The problem was there are no chairs in there. So we went to our cabin steward and said, hey, we had on our stuff. Hey, here's our thing. We're going to be broadcasting live from cabin. Can you get us a couple chairs? No, not a problem. But let me make a call and I'll come back and let you know. Okay, great. So she came back. He's like, well, what kind of chairs do you want? Actually, she came back with an officer, not just the supervisor, like an officer. And he's like, what kind of chairs are you looking for? I'm like, just, any kind of chair is fine. Something preferably with a back. He said, our balcony chair is fine. Yeah, that's not a problem. We're not picky. And just something with a back so we can lean back every once in a while, especially this one where they're bad back. And 20 minutes later, one chair showed up. The other one was going to be the next morning, which it was. But boom, no muss, no fuss, no nothing. Happy to help.
Yeah, service is really, really good. I mean, we've never had a bad experience on any of the MSC ships with service.
No, just tonight, our cameras have these little lights on there, and the one that's giving you this shot that you're seeing right now. You know, it's got a big green light. It was reflecting off the glass. Basically, it's in the compartment here. I'm going to go back to the big. The camera that you were watching is in this little dome area here, right, on a stand. But I've got the curtain closed so you can actually see out, right? Because the reflection of lights in here, you can't actually see very well. So I've closed the thing down. Anyway, that light was reflecting. It looked absolutely horrible.
Yeah, just a big green light.
So we have to find a way to try to cover up this light. And so I left and I went to find one of the techs because, again, there's a sound booth right out here. And they weren't there at first. And I looked around and finally one showed up and I said, hey, can I ask you a question? In the music industry, the tape they use is called gaff tape. It's essentially like duct tape, except when you take it off, there's no residue. It's incredibly sticky. Everything sticks. However, you can easily peel it up, and there's no sticky residue. Again, it's called gaff tape. It's not inexpensive. It's got a price tag to it, but it's a tech thing. You got to have gaff tape. And so I walk up, and I was like, do you happen to have any gaff tape? First of all, the look on his face like, how did you know that word? Because it's a music industry thing. And he stopped what he was doing and tore apart the booth out there looking for some gaff tape for us. In the end, he didn't have any. But he could have just said no.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah, sorry, no.
The waiters, I tested them again, right? I asked for a banana split. And again, same kind of confused look on their face. Banana what? And I told them, and like, I'm not sure. Let me look. And or let me ask. And somebody came around 20 minutes later. It wasn't him. It was somebody else said, yeah, we can't put that together. I said, no, don't worry about it. But it was testing them. But they came back and gave me a response. And so people talk about the food being crappy, the service being crappy. It doesn't compute.
Yeah, we've yet to experience that. We really have.
Yeah. If any of you were around at the beginning, did you see the highlights and the deck party? Y'all think I'm crazy. They're going after Carnival. In fact, I think this particular, Lisa thinks, I didn't remember, that this cruise director is a Carnival cruise director.
I believe he is. Let me know if you guys have heard of him. His name is Reverend Dr. E. And I think a long time ago, I think he was with Carnival. If he wasn't, he has got the Carnival routine down.
Oh, yeah.
He is pumping the crowd like you wouldn't believe.
Leave a note in the comments if you saw the highlights. If you didn't see the highlights, I'll put them back on because there's a good chunk of it that you see these deck parties that they're doing. I mean, I'm up there going, wow, okay, Carnival.
Yeah.
You better start praying because they're coming after you.
Yeah, they are. They are.
The only thing that Carnival did better, the cast on this ship, the dancing, the main cast, is very small. And the presentation when they come out and do their thing and the introduction of their entertainment staff, Carnival kills them on that. I mean, it just does. But outside of that, man, that was one heck of a party.
But even
and very well hosted.
Even with the entertainment, in my opinion, I see improvement from when we first started sailing on MSC. They're working
in 7
on
months'
their
time.
shows.
Yeah,
just 7 months. They are working on their shows.
So let's get into that. While we're waiting for them to let me know who hasn't seen. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to see 2 shows. This was the other reason why we didn't want to stream the first 2 days, is we wanted to catch the shows. We've only seen bits and pieces of a few of them, which are fine because, after about 5 minutes, it's all I can handle. They've been so bad. This one, in my opinion, I'll give you from the entertainer side in me, is probably 20% better than the ones that we saw on the other ships. Now, mind you, that is a vast 20%. However, I'm still pretty disappointed in the production shows. All the rest of the entertainment's been fine. In fact, the DJ, and I didn't mention this to Lisa, this DJ is freaking amazing, man. Remember the DJ on Princess, how horrible the music sounded and distorted? And this guy is good. Anyway, props to the DJ. the dancers weren't in sync, and it just, I swear one of the primary vocalists is lip syncing. I swear to God that I'm looking at her and the lips are moving and the words that are coming out of the PA are different than the lips that I don't know. The one female vocalist they have, she
She
fantastic.
is incredible.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The two boys and the other female, they're just okay. And again, she could have strained her voice. Lo and behold, most people don't know this, that you do a show like this and a cast like this, most of the vocals, even the primary vocals, are all recorded. Because if you lose your voice, because you're doing shows every day, if you lose your voice, the show must go on. It's going to happen. The only way the show isn't going to go on if the cast gets drastically ill and cannot physically make it to the stage. That is the only way shows get canceled. Because remember, we read somebody mad about they didn't get to see the show. 3 of the 5 people were ill. Anyway, they have 4 female dancers, 2 male dancers, plus the vocalists. So from a cast standpoint, it's about half the size of the casts that are on the seashore seascape. Okay. Overall, improved. Yes. Still has a way to go to be good, in my opinion.
I thoroughly enjoyed both the shows. I really did. The things that irk him, I can deal with that. That's okay.
But y'all are going to love it.
The music, the vocals were on key. As long as you're in key, I am good. Some of them can be, weak and some of them can be strong or whatever.
Let's explain the 2 shows, first of all. So the first show was called Rock of Ages.
Yes.
All it was them singing rock songs. There was no storyline. There was nothing. They came out, sang music, and the dancers danced to some choreography, which in my opinion was very lame. It's not the dancers' fault. It's the people who choreograph it. Very, very weak. And I'm like, dude, I'll just go see a bar band if I want to hear bar music, which that's all that was to me. That's why I didn't enjoy that particular show.
I enjoy live music.
I do as well.
As long as it's.
But there was no live music.
Well, it was the singing was live. It was canned.
I want to see the band.
Canned music.
No
there
band.
was no band.
Yes. That's why I said I'd rather go see the band, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with you there.
Okay.
All right. I enjoyed it.
Now, the second show, however, had a theme.
It did.
And it was much better than the first one. Choreography is still not the best. And that is the one where I caught the other girl. God, I swear she's lip syncing somewhere in there. Anyway, but much better than the first one. There was at least some thought put into this, as opposed to, not that they weren't putting thought into the other one, but come on, y'all. Let's come into the 2024 here. You guys can do better than that. It's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Now the second one, that was when you started talking about the girl that you thought she is just lip syncing.
Yes.
And we've talked about having her recorded, and I could go with that because usually when somebody's singing, you can see like the veins in their neck. You know what I'm talking about?
There's a forcefulness of that coming out. You can see this on me when I talk.
Yes.
Right.
And I did not see that on her. However, I do believe that, even if it was a recording, I do believe that it was her singing.
Yes.
Because it was definitely the same voice.
Yes.
So I'm okay with that.
Yes. That doesn't bother me at all. It just was more like, wait a minute. Right. So,
the second show I definitely enjoyed. I did think it was better than the first one, but yeah, I enjoyed both of them. I thought they were great.
Tonight's got the white party going on, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Last night in the rain was the Caribbean party.
Yes.
So, they got all the standard fare, even though they're just cramming it into 4 days, and it's just been absolutely fantastic. Really.
Yeah.
So far. Okay, so let's get back.
Lots of comments, I think.
Karaoke is okay. That's where I am intrigued. Nice. What's the latest booking date for the group cruise? I'm gonna have to get back with Kathy. Is the girl that's handling it? I think they've taken all the cabins, but she left me a voicemail as I was climbing on the ship, and or an email or something about. They let us keep 2 of the ones we didn't sell or something. So, Danny, I'll find out and let you know in the next. Well, not tomorrow because we're going to stream tomorrow. But after we get back to land and I have a chance to call Kathy, I'll get this and let you know. Okay. Antonio goes, man, those waves are rough. Where's my Dramamine? Yeah, I got my patch on. I took my pills. They're kicking quite a bit. But I will say this: we're not rocking a lot. We're fairly steady.
There's a little bit of movement, but not a whole lot. And again, I want to point out we've been talking about these windows.
They're like bubbles.
They look like they're shaped kind of round, so it's cues your perception. So I don't think they're as big as they appear.
Okay.
I really don't.
Lisa's gonna fly solo for a minute. I'm literally gonna go put my eyes on it because the door is right here.
Okay. All right, so I guess I'm going to read some comments then. All right, let's see, what do we have? But yeah, before I read some comments, I do believe that it does have that magnifying effect. And so I don't think that the waves are quite as bad as they look. And again, this is like right at the ship. We are very, very close to the water, and we are right at the edge of the ship. And so you're seeing a lot of what the wake from the ship, the water that's actually being displaced by the ship. So I really don't think it's as bad as it appears. Okay, so let's go look at some comments here. Danny, we talked about that. Let's see. Antonio, we talked about that. Let's see. Lori says, thanks for the recap. All is forgiven. All right. Yep. Loves, hugs and kisses. Let's see. Bev says, doo-wop, doo-wop, and I'm not sure what that was about. Oh, was that when we were singing? I think that was when we were singing. Chris said, hey, Chris, good to see you. Chris says, hey now, sorry late to the chat. Not a problem. We kind of surprised everybody. We didn't let everybody know that we were actually going on a cruise. So that was kind of a surprise for everybody there. And Robert is coming back. Chris just said, Chris is here. He just said, hey now, late to the chat. So here is Robert to fill us in on those waves.
They're every bit as big as they look in the window.
Oh, they are?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, I stand corrected then, because I was convinced that was just, the wake from the ship.
In the wind howling, because I got sea spray a couple times from the, yeah.
Okay.
First I thought it was rain. I'm like, wait a minute. I went further away that way, and it's just sea spray. So, yeah, it's...
Well, I stand corrected.
At least sit corrected.
So, Antonio, I guess go get your Dramamine.
Yes. All right.
Actually, we say meclizine. That's what we use. It's the main ingredient in Dramamine.
Laura says, thanks for the recap. You're welcome. All is forgiven. Do-up, wop, wop, wop. Hey now, sorry late for the chat. Yes, you should be sorry, Chris. Chris' mom and dad went on a cruise and didn't tell anything. Yep, no. Question. Have you seen any of the vlogs or streams from Margaritaville Islander? I just watched views and cues, and it looks surprisingly nice. Yeah, I've watched a few of them, and yes, it looks surprisingly nice. Again, since you're late, I'll give you the quick recap for the third time. We had planned and intended to go on the Islander, not the inaugural, but the second. In fact, we were communicating with Mark and Rocky, and we were going to do shows together. I mean, we had this all worked out. And when we went to go buy the tickets overnight, it went from $300 and something bucks to $1,000 plus per person, plus port charges, taxes, gratuities, $15 a day per person, fuel surcharge, yada 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 yada. And we're like, it ain't happening. I'm not putting $3,000 into a 4 day cruise.
5 day.
5 days. Sorry. Oof. I don't care if it's a new ship or not. It's not going to happen. But at the same time, when we were on our last cruise, we shot a bunch of video to be able to use when we're off the ship, which turns out half of it was bad, corrupted. So we needed to get on another ship to take some video. This dropped in our lap. We're under $1,000 for everything. The cabin, port charges, taxes, gratuities, everything. The only thing that cost us extra is the parking, right? Because we drove our truck down. So we're under $1,000. We are on the MSC Magnifica. Oh, she started this. It's her fault. Magnifica.
How did I start it?
Because you said it once and now it won't go away.
I don't remember saying that, but I'll take
Magica.
I'll take
You
your
said
word for
Magica
it. Did I?
the first time, yeah.
All right, I'll
Like,
take your word for
On
it.
our way down here.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so we left Monday, spent the first 2 days literally almost nonstop videoing. We got to the ship, did our normal thing, dinner, watched the show the first night, she slept for a couple hours. I didn't sleep at all. Then we're up until 7 in the morning videoing the passageways and stuff, right? And we went to bed, then we got up and we started creating video all day yesterday. Same thing, woke up this morning, had a set time at 10 o'clock to be at the kids area to be able to video that today. We tried to do it on day one, but they were slammed. There's 532 kids on this ship, guys. 532 kids out of, they said it's sold out. You know what, we didn't get a number, did we?
No, we didn't. We've got to do that.
I'm sure the capacity on the ship, it's like 3,200 and change. So, I mean, there's a bunch of kids.
A lot of kids.
Generally, fairly well behaved. So,
except when I went up to the cabin this afternoon to go back and get your hat, there were 3 kids in the elevator. They're like, "Yeah, we probably should tell you we pushed all the buttons."
well, at least they told you.
They did tell me. They did.
MSC Magnifica. Oh, wow. Carnival is not hard to outdo. We use gaff tape in our warehouse. All right, Danny knows what gaff tape is. Question, Robert, MSC is your favorite line now? Has it taken over Carnival for y'all? So, Carnival was never our favorite line. And it was never our least favorite line. It's just a cruise line that we've cruised the most, mostly because of availability and, at the time of our life, cost, right? Which plays into a lot of things. We've spoken to you before. My life it's very hard to plan more than a couple weeks ahead of time. And so when we had, a moment to take a cruise, it happened to be most of the time Carnival that had availability and the itinerary that we wanted to go on.
So, we planned our wedding 2 weeks out. So that's how much time we generally had back in the day to plan things. So yeah, it was availability played a huge part.
Do we currently prefer MSC over Carnival? Do we like, what are the differences? I think there are a ton of differences. Really. I think the food is better. I think the service is better. I think the presentation is better.
The ships are more beautiful in my opinion too.
But the XL class ships are nice.
The
they
XL
are.
class ships are nice. They're
right.
Nice.
We got to throw this one out. It's 14 years old.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few issues I have with the decor in this, and we can talk about that later if you want. I feel when we're on this ship, on MSC, that it feels to me more like it felt pre-pandemic, right? It just greetings at the doors. Your cabins are serviced a couple times a day. It feels like they're staffed appropriately. I think that's the biggest thing post-pandemic is that everybody seems to be short-staffed, and so things don't get done the way that they used to.
But they're getting done here.
They are.
So, it just, and there doesn't seem to be an excuse. Not that Carnival offers excuses, but, and God love John Hill. He oh my gosh, that guy. But there's always an excuse of some kind. Let's call it what it is. And I know we've mentioned it multiple times, and it's not that we're trying to beat a dead horse in, but the couple of things that just stand out in my brain that are quick and easy are things that we do at breakfast, because we enjoy a good breakfast. And here, for whatever reason, there is bacon and sausage and ham and all kinds of things on the buffet every single day. They're serving real butter, not fake whipped crap that they make in the back room to save money. The real butter chips. Actually, really good butter.
Really good butter.
on Carnival, there's bacon only every other day now. And
they rotate between pancakes and waffles.
Yeah.
French toast and things like that.
So the question is,
Mhm.
how can these people do it here for the price that we have to pay to get on the ship, yet Carnival can't? I mean, that's the biggest question, right? And so, in the end, I don't care what ship I get on, we're going to have a fantastic time.
Absolutely.
Carnival, MSC, NCL, Royal, it just doesn't matter for us. It just doesn't. It's also why we don't count cruises. It just doesn't matter. We love to go out and have a great time. But preferences, for me, it's a toss-up between this and Celebrity still. Even though we just went on the one Princess, I still can't throw them in until we go on one of the new Princess ships. Because the ship was 17, 18 years old.
Fair enough.
Right?
I mean, that's like if we were to go on this ship first, it would be the same thing as going on Emerald Princess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would have probably a different perception with the newer ships versus the older ships.
Yeah. I would.
Older ships, they're just, designed for a different era.
Even though 14 years is not a long time, it's a lot.
But
it's a
lot
long
has
time in the cruise industry.
changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember you used to have the big TVs. You don't have those anymore now. That you've got the flat screens are attached to
Yep.
the wall, and so the older staterooms are designed to hold those big beasts of TVs.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't need that anymore.
I mean, that's just one example. There's many things that have changed. I
Yeah.
mean, technology has come a long way,
It really has.
and so even though the ship is 15 years old, it was designed for a different era. It really was.
Yeah. Before an app on your phone did all the work for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that things were made 15 years ago.
depends on the Chris. They're talking to one on. Depends on the ship, Chris. Yacht Club on this one? No, Danny. The Yacht Club was introduced and started on the sea ships. Seaside, Seashore, Seascape, and
Seaview.
Seaview. That's where the Yacht Club started. So the highest category on this particular ship is the Aurea Suites, which we videoed them. There's 3 different types. There's an Aurea balcony, an Aurea Deluxe balcony, and an Aurea Premium balcony. We videoed all 3 for you guys. Mark says, all the shows 2 weeks ago on the Celebration were bad. So yeah, look, I call a spade, guys. I've had the same comments about some of Carnival shows. However, we've also gone on some of Carnival ships and seen amazing shows. And that's the trick about entertainment. And why I do, I don't want to say give them a pass, but it's tough. You've got 26, 27 ships. You got to have, 6 or 7 or 8 female. I think on the Carnival ships it's 6 and 6 plus the singers,
Well,
right? That's a lot of people.
It is. And, even there's, they rotate staff.
That's right.
And so you may go see the exact same show on the exact same sailing on a different night and have different cast members and have
it's gonna be different
experience. We experienced that on Royal when
Yep.
we watched Hairspray.
Yeah.
That was the lead female was a different person.
Yeah.
And 2 totally different experiences.
I have, I think, the best analogy for people who've gone on ships and just seen absolutely amazing shows that blew you away. To Lisa's point, a cast will gel.
Yes.
Take some time, but what they do for these casts on all cruise lines, they put them in a bubble together, all 10, 12, 14, 16 people, however many it is, okay? And they sweat it out and learn it all together. There are no little pieces. It's the whole thing. So that then gets put on a ship. And it's going to be that bubble for a while. Now, when you walk in and you see one of those shows that you're seeing all the people that have been in the bubble, it's magical because they've learned how to gel with one another. But when one piece gets removed, it changes the whole dynamic of the show. It's completely different.
Totally. Because
my analogy is Seinfeld. Take the cast to Seinfeld. And maybe you guys can take this analogy and plug it into your own favorite shows or whatever. But here's a bunch of people that absolutely belong together in a show. And when you take them out of that show and put them into other shows, they're just not as good.
No.
They're amazing together as an ensemble, but remove one piece and they're just not as good. It's the same exact thing for a show on a ship, right? Entertainers, whether it's an actor or a dancer or a musician, they're entertainers. And when you have that magic, when you pull one piece out, it's just not going to be right. And unfortunately, once they're installed on a ship, the bubble only lasts so long because people are going to start to come and go. And then it takes a while. And if you happen to be the first person, on the ship to see that new person in the show, it's not going to be that great, especially if it's one of the vocalists.
I totally agree.
The dancers catch on a lot faster. The vocalists, they're not just dancing, but they're also got the words and the timing,
and you're
there's a lot of stuff.
anticipating what the other singers are going to do and when they're going to do it. And if you haven't been working with the same group of people for a long time, it's hard to get that anticipation. Okay,
a lot of them are we did back to back the entertainment bad. Yeah, sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah.
On the celebration, I have a lot of people that's talking about the highlights. So I'm going to put the highlights on, and you just see some of the clips of the sail away party.
All right.
All right. So for anybody that's gone to a carnival sail away party, this is the same moment right now on this ship that on Carnival ship they would bring out the playlist dancers and singers, if you will, right? And then the fun squad. Again, I'm talking about Carnival for a minute. And right now, they have all the ships are doing the same thing, the same music, the same the same routine, the same choreography. It's been learned, right? They have the formula. Well, what you're looking at, that's all they got, right? There's 4 female dancers right there in the center, and there's 2 guys on either side. And they're just standing in a straight line.
And the cruise director.
I'm standing behind the cruise director who's here off to the side, okay? Anyway, gonna play.
Before I lose myself, and it's no use working 9 to 5.
All right. Oh, sorry about that. I jumped ahead. Nope.
Before I lose myself.
All right, so there is the rest of the entertainment team there. Now, Carnival's entertainment team, again, they have their own choreography that they've learned. Is it as good as the dancers? No, but it's pretty good. The Fun Squad on Carnival, they've got their crap down.
Yes,
they really do. Again, these guys are learning. The last sail away party we saw, or should I say the first sail away party we saw on MSC, didn't look anything like this.
No, it didn't.
Anyway, I'm going to play the rest of it for you guys.
It's no use working 9 to 5. If you want more than to stay alive, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night.
I mean, look at that crowd, guys. I mean, there is a lot of people up here at this sail away party. Again, it did not look like this 7 months ago.
No, it didn't.
And that ship had way more passengers on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're just,
this is a really small. It's a relatively small ship.
95,000 tons, about 3,000 passengers. All right, I'm going to play the rest now.
Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Come dancing through the night. We're dancing. We stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. We stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh.
Anyway, there you go. And I don't know if you were paying attention, but